Hello students, let's start with our fourth chapter, circles. What is a circle? A figure made by all the points which are at the same distance from a fixed point is called a circle. Okay, so that fixed point is known as the center of the circle. So in this diagram you can see, so this is the points of the circle. Okay, so it is made up of points which are right, if a line is also made of infinite number of points. Similarly, the circle is made up of so many points joined together, and all the points are at a fixed distance from the center. Okay, so wherever you measure the distance between the center and the circle, okay, edge of the circle, it will be of same length. Okay, so that fixed point is called center. Then radius, the distance from any point on the circle to the fixed point is the radius. So fixed point is center, and to any point if you join and if you measure, that's a radius. Okay, any line segment which joins a center and in any point on the center is known as the radius. Okay, chord, any line segment made by joining any 2 points on the boundary of the circle is called chord. See in the picture, so this is one point on the circle and this is one more point on the circle. Those 2 points, if you are going to join by a line segment, that is called a chord. Okay, so you can see the diameter is also a chord. Okay, so the longest chord in a circle is its diameter. Okay, diameter is 2 times the radius. It is the longest chord on the circle which passes through the center. All the diameters have the same length. Okay, so 2 times the radius is called diameter. Okay, so if you measure from center to here, that's a radius. Okay, so the diameter, it's from one point of circle to the other point of circle which passes through the center. Okay, so that is also a chord. Okay, and it's the longest chord in the circle. Circumference, the length of the boundary of the circle is called the circumference of the circle. So boundary, okay, this outer boundary is called the circumference. Length of this boundary is the circumference. Now coming to arc. An arc is a part of the circle joining 2 points on the circumference of the circle. So the arc is we can say a piece of circle itself which is on the circumference. Okay, only the circumference, if you take a piece out of it, that is the arc. Sector, an area made by an arc and 2 radii of the circle by joining the center to the end points of the arc is called sector. So you see in the diagram, so this is an arc. Okay, on the circumference it is arc. So end point of arc to the center, that is radius, one radius, and here from center to other end of arc, that is also one more radius. Okay, the area enclosed between these. Okay, so one side arc, 2 side radius. So the area inside this is called a sector. Okay, like a pizza slice you can imagine. Okay, so the full area is called sector. Segment, an area made by a chord and an arc of the circle is called segment. So see in the picture, so this is an arc, on the circumference the arc. Okay, then this side one chord. Okay, chord means from one point of circle to the other point of circle, if a straight line is drawn, that is chord. So the area between chord and the arc, that is the segment. Okay, then relation between a circle and a line in a plane. Okay, plane means just a flat surface. Okay, so what's the relation between circle and a line? There would be 3 situations where there are a line and a circle. three conditions you can expect. So a circle is there and a line is there. Okay, they both are not touching each other. So it is non-intersecting. Okay, then next one is secant. That is, it is, okay, let me explain non-intersecting line, then I'll come to that. When a line and a circle have no common point, then it is a non-intersecting line with respect to the circle. Okay, there is no common point. It's that it doesn't touch each other. So it's a non-intersecting line. Secant. When a line intersects a circle in such a way that there are two common points, then that line is called secant. Okay, so one line is intersecting the circle in two different points, then that is a secant. Last is tangent. When a line touches the circle in such a way that they have only one common point, then that line is called a tangent. Okay, that common point is called the point of contact. Okay, so this tangent is a special case of secant. You can say like that. Why? Because these 2 points are coinciding at a one single point. Okay, so tangent is a special case of secant. Okay, in the tangent only one point, one single point only, the circle and line will intersect, will meet. Okay, will meet each other. That point is called point of contact. Then tangent to a circle. All the tangents of a circle are perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact of that tangent. Okay, actually this is a statement of a theorem also. So wherever you have a tangent, the tangent will be perpendicular to the radius at the point of contact. You can see in the picture. So xy is a tangent and OP is a radius. So that will be perpendicular to each other. Okay. OP is the radius of the circle and Q is any point on the line xy which is a tangent to the circle, as OP is the shortest line of all the distances of the point O to the points on xy. So OP is perpendicular to xy. Hence OP perpendicular to xy. Okay. So this is the proof of the theorem actually. Okay, so this is proof of theorem. It's given very short here in the slide. So how we are proving? We are going to locate one more point on the tangent, that is Q, that should be outside the circle. Okay, so if you measure it, so it will be definitely OQ will be longer than OP. Okay, OP will be the shortest of all the length of the OQ. Okay, so which shows that OP is perpendicular to xy. That's a proof for the theorem actually. Next one. Number of tangents from a point on a circle. There could be only one tangent at one point of contact. Okay, so suppose this is one point on circle. At this point, only one tangent is possible. Okay, for a circle at one point, that one point can have only one tangent. Okay, I am not telling a circle can have one tangent. A circle can have infinite number of tangents, because all here it is made of points only. For each and every point you can draw a tangent. Okay, so infinitely many tangent you can draw. But at a particular point, suppose point A I am locating. For that A, only one tangent can be drawn. Okay. Tangent could not be drawn from anywhere, any point inside the circle. Okay, so suppose I am locating one point here inside the circle. From there to outside the circle, I can't draw a tangent. That is not at all possible. Suppose C is one point, that is external of circle. From there to circle I can draw a tangent. But suppose one more point P I am locating here. I cannot draw a tangent. Okay, so you can't draw a tangent from inside the circle. there could be only two tangents to a circle from any point outside the circle. Suppose C is the external point. From that point to circle, I can draw only two tangent. Okay, only two tangent is possible. More than that, we can't draw a tangent from any point, external point. Okay, so this is the points to need to be remembered. The length of the tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Okay, this is the next theorem actually. This is a statement of the theorem. So, here two tangents are drawn from the external point C. As the tangent is perpendicular to the radius, it formed the right triangle. Okay, so from one point, that is external point C, we can draw two tangents. Okay, so to that tangent, the radius is perpendicular. By the theorem, by the previous theorem, we can say that. Okay. So, triangle AOC and triangle AOC and BOC are congruent right triangles. Hence, AC equal to BC. Okay, so the proof I have written very shortly. Okay. So how we are going to prove this? These two tangents are equal. We are going to use the right triangle. And we can say that by Pythagoras theorem, or we can say by congruence of the right triangle also. Okay. So radius and radius will be equal, and this is common side, and both are having right angle. Okay. So by RHS theorem or by Pythagoras theorem, we can prove that these two tangents are of equal length. Okay, that's a proof. By this, we can solve exercise 4.1. First one, how many tangents can a circle have? How many tangents can a circle have? Okay, there are infinitely many tangents to a circle. A circle can have infinite number of tangents. Fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersect it in one point. Okay, only one point a tangent can intersect. A line intersecting a circle in 2 points is called a secant. A circle can have two parallel tangents at the most. Okay, two parallel tangents can be there. The common point of a tangent to a circle is called the common point of a tangent to a circle, and the circle is called point of contact. Third problem, a tangent PQ at a point P and a circle of radius 5 cm meets a line through the center O at a point Q, so that OQ equal to 12 cm. Length PQ is what? Okay, that's a question. Radius PQ and angle we know. Okay, so by Pythagoras theorem we can find out. So PQ is the hypotenuse. Okay, so 12 square minus 5 square, so that will give you 199. So square root of 199 is going to be the length of PQ. Draw a circle and two lines parallel to a given line such that one of a tangent and the other a secant to a circle. So this is the given line you can take. Okay, so AB is the given line, CD is a tangent to the given line. Okay, so this CD is the tangent, and its point of contact is M, and it's parallel to AB. Then EF is the secant parallel to AB. Secant means it will cross in 2 points. That's the difference between tangent and secant. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you, children.